Hey everybody, what's happening? My name is Nick. As you can see, Baby Yoda is here with me. Today is very important. It is the eve of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Stranger Things coming out tomorrow. This will be a very, very busy weekend for me. But until then, Disney has put out a couple trailers for some shows coming out, first of which is Andor. I really enjoyed Diego Luna's portrayal of Andor in Rogue One. I thought he was a really cool character. Brought a lot of kind of gray, like, moral ambiguity to the rebellion. He was really, really, really cool, so I'm kind of curious to see how his show will pan out. Obviously, it takes place before Rogue One, for him to be alive and doing stuff, but that's the only thing I know. We'll see if there's any kind of fun surprise cameos from the rebellion side of things. It should be like a gritty, almost like Jason Bourne-y, like, you know, just like secrets and intelligence and espionage type of stuff, so it should be really, really good. Do you have any thoughts? No? He's anxious to get on with it. So, with that in mind, let's jump into it. It's like a workshop or something? Oh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yes. I love me some throat singing. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, is that like a young Cassian? Yeah, Imperial occupation, I think. Wow. Yeah, there he is. There's our boy.
They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied.
They're everywhere. They're watching me now.
Oh, Mon Mothma.
Soon enough, these days will end.
Stellan Skarsgård.
There will be no rules going forward.
Up. That's what a reckoning sounds like.
Aunt Petunia? What are you doing here? Wow. That looks really, really good. Oh, man. I was right about the cameos. Jesus Christ. I mean, first off, we have, like, Mon Mothma. And I love how that actress has been brought back ever since her scenes in Revenge of the Sith were deleted. And we're going to get some scenes of, like, you know, the Senate in Imperial times, which we've never, ever gotten before. That's going to be really, really cool. She's, you know, trying to form a resistance movement while serving as an Imperial senator. That's going to be a really good kind of plot line, I feel like. And I'm not sure who Skarsgård is playing. I'm not sure if he's just an Imperial agent or not. Given the nature of Cassian's like role in the rebellion and the types of missions he undertakes, I'm more than willing to bet that the ISB, the Imperial Security Bureau, are going to be kind of his primary opponents, like we saw with like Agent Kallus and Star Wars Rebels and other sort of minor villains. They're sort of like the, you know, secret police of the Empire, and oh man, that looks really good. Those initial scenes, I want to say they're from like Cassian's childhood when the Empire took over. You know, like he said in Rogue One, he's been in fighting, you know, the Empire since he was 6 years old. So I think it's like his village or planet was taken over, family died or was kind of enslaved, and then that's what kind of drove him to join the rebellion. But yeah, that looks really, really good. And it's coming out in August. Like the next 2-3 months are just going to be a whole lot of really good shows coming out. That looks like a lot of fun. Alright, well, yeah, Baby Yoda and myself are glad you could join us for this. And there's one more trailer coming up. Alrighty, now, the other trailer that was released today is Willow. If you guys are curious, we actually have our reaction to Willow up on the channel. Just go, I'll put a link down below. You can go check that out. And for those of you who have seen that video, you know that Willow is one of my all-time favorite, childhood kind of feel good movies from my youth that I just it just never fails to entertain me, to make me laugh. It's very heartwarming. It's just something precious that's been part of my life for a long, long time, and I feel like it's severely underrated in terms of fantasy movies, in terms of Ron Howard movies, things like that. But it's one of Warwick Davis, one of his first great acting roles, kind of launched his career, along with Star Wars, of course. But that movie is very, very near and dear to my heart. And there's going to be a Willow series coming out, which I saw the sort of Meet the Cast featurette back, I think it was last year, Disney Investor Day, when Warwick Davis went around and kind of introduced the other cast. The only one I recognized was the actress from Falcon and Winter Soldier. She played Carly. She's going to be in this. I have a sneaking suspicion that she's going to be playing the grown-up version of Elora Danan, the baby from the movie. And if that's the case, then maybe her and whatever companions she finds, they're going to kind of go questing and adventuring and things like that. But then the only question is kind of what villains are there to face, because Bav Morda was banished to the 13th night. General Kale is dead, so maybe it's just some sort of other like independent like sorcerer or raider, or there's, it's kind of open ended. It was a nice kind of like wide open sword and sandal like fantasy world that the movie established. So there's a lot of room for it. I'm so excited that Willow is getting more kind of present day kind of distinction just with the show coming out. I'm sure a lot of younger viewers will be introduced to the movie with this show, similar to what Dark Crystal Age of Resistance did because that was another case of like a show coming out decades after the original movie in the 80s. But this looks really, really good. I cannot wait anymore. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
There is a story
Is Joanne Whalley in this?
of a child destined to be an empress,
It is her! She is back!
and the unlikely hero who would protect her.
He's back!
There is a balance between all things.
Ooh.
Light and shadow. Good and evil. When that balance is upset, the universe corrects.
Yes. Master Wizard. Ooh.
The world needs you again. It needs your magic.
Trolls.
Into the unknown.
Oh. Shapeshifter.
That's where we must go.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. If you can tell by the smile on my face, I am extremely happy right now. Oh, man, that looks awesome. Okay, so yeah, Joanne Whalley is coming back as Sorsha. I wonder if Val Kilmer is going to be back. I doubt it, but at most it'll probably be some sort of cameo or maybe even like archival footage, just given kind of Val Kilmer's health. But she's back. Willow himself, the man, the myth, the legend, is back. I know that after the movie came out, there was I think a trilogy of novels that was written about kind of like the years after the movie took place. I don't really know too much about those. I know that like Elora Danan grows up and has some certain adventures. I'm not sure if they're adapting those books or if they're just doing something fresh here. I know that Willow's daughter, Mims, apparently she has like magical potential. So I think that one shot of like Willow like hugging like a fellow Nelwyn close, it was like a female, but it wasn't like lighter hair like his wife was. So I want to say that's one of his kids. Maybe Mims, maybe she is like his apprentice or something. And I think, yeah, the one scene where they were like underground with a lot of sort of like hairy creatures, I want to say those are trolls, because we saw them in the movie, of course, but I wonder if we're going to get kind of glimpses into their like society, what have you. And then there's like that really cool kind of like animatronic creature that we saw coming out of the water, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays Flash in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and he was Zero in Grand Budapest Hotel. He's in this. I enjoyed his work so far. I really like him, so he'll be kind of in the band, hopefully. But yeah, some sort of new. They almost look like a guy with like a big like cage around his head, like chasing them through a ruin or something. And then there was like an animorph, like a shapeshifter, turned into like a giant like raven, going after them. Yeah, because like Willow as a story in a movie, really just had kind of like a nice little, almost charcuterie board of like magic and fantasy creatures. I mean, it had like fairies, it had trolls, it had like a mutated dragon, it had magic and just little bits of everything. So I'm really glad that the show is kind of, with this sort of format, they'll have a lot of room to kind of expand and like give it more, room, more creatures, more lore, things like that. Oh man, I can say of these two shows, like Andor looks really, really good, but this is something that is so like near and dear and precious to me that this is my clear sort of anticipating of what Disney has released today. I mean, like, apart from obvious ones like Star Wars and such, those ones are always be kind of close to the top, but this is just something that has really, really kind of like been a huge part of my life, and I just cannot wait to see what they do with this story in this world that Ron Howard and George Lucas created. But it should be a really, really good time. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining me. Baby Yoda thanks you as well. We hope you stick around, because eventually when these shows come out, we'll post some reactions to them. And yeah, stay tuned, because tomorrow we have Stranger Things and Obi-Wan Kenobi, so we'll put those reactions out as soon as we can. And yeah, that's all we have. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.